When I woke up in the hospital after an ambulance ride, the doctor said to me that when I came in, he could see teeth through my mustache. September 2nd, 2005, I was 19 years young. At the time, I smoked almost a pack of cigarettes a day. I wasn't around the most high vibe crowd of sphere of influence of people around me. And this was led to one of my first major life-changing health breakthroughs. What happened was I was going full speed with a backpack on, a couple days in school, transferred to this new college. The bicycle had dual suspension on the front wheel and on the back wheel. And I bunny hopped, jumped up from this busy street, going full speed across, and jumped onto the curb on my bicycle, and in midair, the front wheel, quick release, came off. The front wheel came off in midair. So I landed, normally, the wheels here, the things here, like this much lower than you normally would on a bicycle. So going full speed with a backpack on, I just landed without a front wheel and landed on the front forks of this bicycle, flipped face first and face planted concrete. That's what this scar is. Every 6 months, every winter and summer break in college, for 4.5 years, I had oral surgery. So I feel so blessed to be alive from that experience. And what that led to was my college experience, where I went to college. At that time, I was studying guitar performance. And that semester, I failed sight singing class because I had a mask on my face. Everything was gooey with Neosporin. There's actually scars on my hands where I had, that hit the concrete, and it was gnarly. Now it's 2019, like 14 years later, 13 and a half, 14 years later, and I've come out just feeling so blessed that I've had that near-death experience that has led me on a path to greater health awareness. You see, in 2006, that next semester, I began taking at least one physical exercise and bodily awareness class every semester in college. In 2006, I took a yoga class. And the major breakthrough I got in that yoga class was breathing, different breathing techniques, and particularly diaphragmatic breathing, but also this one, they call it ocean breath, Ujjayi breathing. Now, I've got some other videos. I'll put a link next to this video for you to check out, where I'm actually teaching these different breathing exercises. But what it did for me was, you see, the problem is most people go through life and they're breathing shallow. They're breathing up here in their chest instead of down here in their abdomen and in their diaphragm. And what happens when you start breathing, and it might take some guidance actually at first to breathe that low, but it activates the parasympathetic nervous system and changes your frequency. Like immediately, you heard my tone change when I became aware of that just now in this video, right? Like, I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. They call it Music City, USA, and there's a lot of singers there and people who are into music, and I know some singers who preach about diaphragm. I got this one friend, she sings like professionally full time, and she's got the most ripped, cut up abs from singing. It's amazing because she's fully engaging her core, her abdomen when she sings. Boo, zhoo. It's a different expression where your sound, where your breath is coming from. And so this was the first major breakthrough. And as time has progressed over the last 14 years since I've been exploring breath, I realized that breath and meditation and movement connected. Like, movement is medicine. And like, I was at the gym this morning, and my gym practice, I'll do like muscle ups on the bars and stuff, and weights, and I like to get to the point where I'm bossing my body weight around. And I don't think of it as much of a physical exercise as it is actually an exercise for my breath. I'll try to explain that a little better. That just throughout the day, especially when I was down, when I was really down and I was on pain pills and I was bleeding at the mouth every 6 months for 4.5 years, I felt super cosmic magical at one time. I had a girlfriend at the time in one of those periods, and we would just manifest stuff all the time. I was in a super flow state of being very conscious of my breath all day long. Like I would be I'd be cooking in my kitchen 4 to 6 to 8 hours a day, and all day I was just like really doing ujjayi breathing, actually, diaphragmatic ujjayi breathing. So ujjayi, it's called ocean breath, and I'll give you an example. Like if you close, it's kind of like a restriction in your throat, in the back of your throat. It's kind of like fogging a mirror, like the sound you make on the exhale and on the inhale. And what that does is it gives you an even inhale and an even exhale. It's very slow and controlled, and you can take it down really deep, and it changes your brainwave patterns. There's a gentleman, Dr. Joe Dispenza, who's done over 8,000 brain scans, over 6,500 heart scans, and he's teamed up with Heart Math Institute, and they've been proving that the breath, altering the breath, can change the brain waves, and it changes the heart waves. So it's this word called coherence, where they get the breath. By changing the breath, you can change the rhythm of the heart and the rhythm of the brain, which then affects back, which is controlling your breath. So you can consciously, with your brain, control your breath, which changes your heart frequency, which then changes your brain frequency, and you can keep that loop going. This has been one of the biggest breakthroughs that I use every single day. What's nutrient number one that you need for life? Breath. Suck that air in deep, my friend. Breathe it. If you're not near fresh air, freshen it up. How fresh are you living? How fresh is the air in your home? Can you open the windows and let it breeze out? Right? Your body is actually excreting different toxins throughout the night. Through your exhalation, your perspiration, just through your pores, you're off-gassing at night into your bed sheets. Let the bed sheets air out. Open the windows, let all the bed sheets underneath. Don't just cover the bed, but like if you can, put the sheets in the sunlight, as much and often as you can. So this is breakthrough number one, is breath. Again, I've got other videos teaching different breathing techniques next to this video, and let me know. Implement one of these breaths right now. Try ujjayi breathing. Try breathing from your pelvic floor, taking the breath down that deep. Tell me in the comments next to this video, how does that affect you immediately? How does that affect your mind, your nervous system? How do you feel when you do that? That's the fastest path. The fastest way I know how to alter your state is to consciously alter your breath. Hopefully it can give you more peace of mind, more energy, more clarity. There's energizing breaths, there's breaths, so many different breaths, detoxing breaths, breaths to influence your nervous system, like breath of fire, to pump your nervous system, okay, to build new blood cells and cytokines and antigens that are fighting any sort of free radical damage, causing structures or cells or molecules that are in the body, and really helping you out. So conscious use of breath is breakthrough number one. If you'd like to know more, want to go more in depth with me on that, let me know, like, your experience with this. I'm really intimately curious to dial in with you. So leave a comment in the comments below, and I will be so grateful and happy to connect with you further about this. To your health, my friend. Until next now, talk with you, and see you soon. Comment down below, like and share. Let me keep this flowing. See you next now.